Blessed be y'all, this is Jen Freemind. I am sitting in my truck here waiting for my laundry at the laundromat, and I thought I'd do a video or so. Something that's been on my mind, I won't go into why it's been on my mind because it's complicated, but words as weapons. Words have been, especially in the last 10 years, but throughout history. But I have just recognized it a lot in the last 10 years, how words have morphed their meaning because of the way they are used in the media. They are used in common use now. One quick example would be the word realize. And most people use that in when they actually mean they recognized something. Realize means that you actually did something to make something real. It does not mean that you recognized something in the world or came to a conclusion or something like that. And that's just one of those words that has morphed over time. And I wouldn't be surprised if eventually, they add that definition to the dictionary. If you take a lot of words apart and do etymologies of words, you'll find out that the syllables actually do have a meaning, and that meaning, when they're used, can resonate with people on an unconscious level. The thing that I have been reminded, and it was on my mind even before I was reminded. It's kind of complicated, but the words that we have been given to describe a person's gender, their sexual preferences, their sexuality, which I think is distinct actually from sexual preferences. All of those things have been something to put somebody into a certain box and us or them type thing. We also live in a very polarized world, which means that people tend to think that something is this or that. There's nothing in between those things. And that's what beat my head against the wall for a long time, because I thought, I can't be something else because I do this action over here, so I must be that other thing. And there's no gray area in between. It's the you're either for us or against us type thing. And it's used to divide people. And I would encourage you to get yourself an etymology dictionary, or just a regular, good college dictionary. You don't have to spend $300 on the unabridged one that weighs 50 pounds, but those are nice. Those are really, really nice. I recently picked up a couple of etymology dictionaries. One was rather expensive, and the other one was, fairly cheap. It was $300, or not 300, but $30 for a nice hardback book. So I didn't think that was too bad for the amount of information that's in there. And one of the words that I have taken apart is Satan and Lucifer. Lucifer especially. That was. It is now defined as light bearer, but it would more accurately be the keeper of the light, which just changing that little thing there changes the way people think about it. And the other one is Satan, or Satan, and that comes through Shaitan. It comes through India, and it comes through India and then down through Persian, and it is now defined as adversary. It was picked up by Hebrew and the Semitic languages and turned into adversary, which it would more accurately be a keeper of wisdom, somebody who is a chieftain of a tribe, a keeper of the tantric knowledge. And Tantra is not all about sex. That is only a minute part of what Tantra is about. It is an entire system of enlightenment. And in today's world, we have taken it as the only thing in it is sex magic, and that's simply not true. I have not personally studied a lot about it, but from what I have studied, yeah, very little is about sex. And that is another example to me of how things have been morphed into words that convey something that is at its root is not true. But those words actually do resonate with people on a subconscious level, and they have power to them. They have power to them. And saying a word, saying certain words, eventually it helps to control people. It triggers certain responses in them that they don't even know are going on. And on the conscious level, they see it sometimes that things are happening, but for the most part, it's on a subconscious level, and the layers. You've got that root meaning that actually resonates with people, and then you've got another layer that's been built on top of that actually is programming. And calling anything that's evil Satan or Lucifer is, to me, that's an insult to both of those entities. To me, Satan was the keeper of knowledge. He was the one that the guy that broke away and said that this system is corrupt, and he could not deal with the system because it was corrupt. And so, to me, it's about freedom. How can you be free if you are giving away yourself to an outside entity? How is that freedom? That never ever sat well with me when they would say that in church. I always questioned that, and they just said, well, just go along with it and see what happens. And I never could kill off that part of my true self that said this is not right. Because there's there's three things that people will end up doing to be able to live. One of them is they will kill off a part of their true selves, and then they become happy little zombies to the system. And I think they probably, at that point, will never ever be able to evolve in a spiritual way. They take up addictions to numb the pain of the true self, knowing that what they are living is a lie, or they would kill themselves. Those are the three things, and a lot of times addictions too are about slowly killing yourself, and not only numbing the pain but slowly killing yourself because you can't deal with what you're being fed. I would hope that people who watch these videos would take it upon themselves to start to unravel the onion of all the lies that we have been fed, all the programming that we have been fed. I sometimes wonder if there is any real truth anywhere in the world. I really do sometimes. And I have to suspend my belief so that I can keep going and finding things that resonate more with me in a good way. This is Jen Freemind. Blessed be y'all.